Hi guys. So I've gotten a couple of requests for videos, and I'm not sure that I can exactly do those spot on. Like, somebody had asked for me to explain why it's important to have fidelity to the Pope and to the Church's teachings. And I'm not sure I'm going to hit that today. I'm more going to talk about sort of my struggle as a Catholic and also being homosexual, or having SSA, however you prefer to refer to it. Don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but there's a doctrine in the church called the primacy of conscience, which means that if there's a Catholic Church teaching or view that you morally feel wrong about, or your conscience leads you to believe otherwise, then it's actually said in the church to go with your conscience, or what you feel is morally true, as opposed to what the church believes. However, that only goes so far. When there's major doctrines like, about abortion or something like that, that's when it's not okay to go with your conscience as opposed to church teaching, because that's something that's solid and has been in the church, and that's a major cornerstone of our belief. That's when it would not be okay to follow your conscience as opposed to church teaching. And that also applies to homosexuality, because in the church it is a mortal sin to have sex outside of marriage, to have homosexual sex, bestiality, any of those other things. I believe masturbation also falls under that category, but correct me if I'm wrong. And that's where I've been having a lot of trouble, because I am, a homosexual person, and I don't believe that it is wrong. It's not something that's bad or sinful to me, and that's where I vary majorly with the Catholic Church. However, I do realize that sex, or having a significant other in your life, is something that is a carnal desire. It's not something that's necessary for salvation, or to gain anything special in this life. Yeah, you have a lot of memories with this one other person that you're with your whole life, or for at least a few years, but it's not really necessary, and I already have tons of friends, so it's like, I'm just working on getting through that. And it's just like, it's hard being a Catholic person and trying to be a conservative, practicing Catholic, and having that view. It's just like, I feel so excluded so many times, like in my homosexuality in the Roman Catholic Church video. So many people, came from the ultra conservative side of the Catholic Church, and, are saying I'm not normal, and that, I'm sinning and I need to pray, and, all this other stuff. And it's just like, the Catholic Church says that homosexuality is an intrinsically disordered state, which means that it's not a normal thing, but it is something that happens, and that it is not in and of itself sinful. It's when you act upon those desires that it becomes sinful. Just like when you see someone attractive walking down the street, it's not sinful to say, oh, that person's attractive. But when you start having nasty, vicious sexual thoughts about that person, or you materialize your thoughts, your desires, either through masturbation or through having relations with that person, that's when it becomes sinful. It's the same sort of thing. And just for me, it's hard trying to balance the two. I'm not saying that I'm going to leave the Catholic Church over it, but it's hard balancing the two, my homosexuality and my Catholicism, because both are very important to me. I'm very interested in, equal rights for gay people, and I'm also interested in being, an observant, practicing, traditional Catholic. Not traditional such as Latin Mass, pray like 500 times a day, not that strict, but, it's something that's important to me, and that's kind of where the fidelity to the Pope comes in. Yes, it's on the back of a Walmart receipt, sorry, kind of ghetto, but it's just like, having fidelity to the Pope is one of the main things that makes us Catholic. We listen to the Pope as the vicar of Christ on earth, and, you know, that's something that sets us apart from almost all other faith groups. And I also want to be true to the Church's teachings, because if I dismiss one teaching of the Church, then it automatically make it okay to dismiss all of them. And that's not the case. You know, and especially like with Matthew Matthew 16:18, he said, Jesus said, "Thou art Peter, and upon this rock I shall build my church." And it's like, that kind of is a cornerstone of Catholicism. That's what sets up Catholicism. That's what makes it Catholic. And that's just like, that's kind of where I am right now. Is I'm just working on syncing the two. I guess like meshing them together and making it work for me. That's where I'm at. And I don't know, I just like that's my main issue right now. And I don't know, I just wanted to express, like, go deeper into that video, because I didn't mean to come off as judgmental or saying that I'm not gay anymore, you know, nothing like that, because I'm still the person that I have been my whole life. You know, I'm just Catholic now, and I'm trying to find a way to settle for both beliefs and not make them mutually exclusive to each other, because they're not. On a side note, you guys are asking me, like, a lot of really good questions, like the fidelity to the Pope, and, you know, what the fire of the Holy Spirit means and stuff like that, and I want to get to it eventually. It's just like, I am going to get to making those videos. I will, I promise you guys that. But I really like when people ask me, you know, about life, daily life as a Catholic. You know, oh, well, this is happening, how can I overcome this? Or, you know, what do you think about such and such, you know, movement inside the church? You know, more social things like that, because as far as explaining church teachings, I'm not a spokesperson in the Catholic Church. I have no right to do that. That's not what I'm about. For that, you really just need to go to the Catechism, because that's basically the guidebook for being a Catholic. You can get every piece of information that you want from the Catechism, whether it's about doctrines of the Church, history of the Church, whatever. It's all inside the Catechism, and that's where you need to look. But as far as anything else, like opinions or advice or something like that, I can be your go-to guy, because I feel that I'm very knowledgeable, and I've thought a lot about a lot of different things going on inside Catholicism, and it's just, you know, something that I feel I could help with. That's what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to be charitable. I mean, us Catholics, we're commanded to be charitable, so I'm doing my part. Alright, well, I'm actually really busy, so I gotta go, but I will be talking to y'all later, and yeah, leave me comments and stuff. I really enjoy reading your comments and your feedback, even if it's just, oh, hey, nice video, I enjoyed watching it, or, oh, you should work on this, you know, whatever. It's just, I really enjoy feedback. So, goodbye, and God bless.